And how was y'all Christmas weekend so far? Me, my evening is okay, and my Christmas weekend is good so far. I can't complain about it. Well, I got some good news. Um, I got some good news and I got some bad news. First, let me start with the bad news. The bad news is for those looking for unemployment check this coming week, you guys may not get it because you know why you guys may. I mean, I hate to say this, but you know why you guys may not get it. The reason why you guys may not get it because House Republicans and Trump. The reason I'm blaming House Republicans because House Republicans, the ones who said don't want, the ones who be saying they don't want to, they want to block. They blocked they had blocked the $2,000 stimulus package. Hey, my Christmas was okay. I did Christmas meals deliveries to. Hey, Cassie. I mean, that's very that's very good of you. You know what I mean? So anyway, let me get back to what I'm saying about. I mean, what I'm saying is the reason I'm blaming Trump because Trump went out and golf. He vetoed the bill that Congress was going to offer us $600, which which I don't want to take personally. I don't know about y'all, but I definitely don't want to take that $600 they offering. I'd rather take 2,000. I mean, if I was a working person, you know what I mean? So anyway, last night after he kept playing golf for the whole weekend, Orange Man finally did sign a bill. Did sign a bill. You know what I mean? And today, the House finally votes for the $2,000 bill for every American, every working American. But if it could pass in the House today, it should pass in the Senate. But in order for the bill to pass in the Senate, they need to back the Republican leader Mitch McConnell into a goddamn corner. And he deserved to be backed in the corner after Orange Man keep calling him out. You know what I mean? But it seems like Orange Man went back to what he did back in 2016 to call the establishment out. Now he's back. Now he's back on that. I mean, I'm glad he came back to his senses on calling out the establishment on both sides. You know what I mean? So I'm going to play a clip of Kyle Kalinske from the Specular Talk. I'm going to have him explain it better. I'm going to have him explain it better than me. You know what I mean? Here we go. Instagram, please listen to the clip. Facebook, um, Twitch, and YouTube. Watch this.
Boy, oh boy, do I have some awesome breaking news for you. So, just got word now that $1,000 stimulus checks passed the House. They passed the House of Representatives. So, let me give you some of the specifics here. Tanya will do the following. The House passed the bill for $2,000 checks by meeting the two-thirds threshold for an expedited suspension of the rules process. So, it got through. Now it's to the Senate, to McConnell, where it's likely going to die. But hold the phone. Maybe not, because here's why. This is amazing. So Bernie Sanders chimes in, as is the House, and apparently Mitch McConnell won't allow a vote on the $2,000 payments on the floor of the Senate. Then Bernie is going to object to passing the defense bill, which means that if we don't have a vote on the $2,000 payments, there's going to be no New Year's Eve break for senators. So in other words, Bernie's going to force the Senate to stay in session by blocking the defense bill unless Mitch allows a vote on the $2,000 checks. Not gonna lie, son, gangster as fuck. That's Bernie Sanders actually flexing his muscles here and actually having a backbone. So I'm really happy about that. So for those of you who are curious about the breakdown, I think this is really interesting. In the House, there were only 2 Democrats who voted no on the $2,000 payments. Only 2. I'm actually surprised by that. I would have guessed maybe 20 you would have had. No, only 2 Democrats voted no on the $2,000 payments. Dan Lipinski is one of them. That's the most Democrat in the House. And Kurt Schrader is the other one. But all the other Democrats held strong. So you had 231 Democrats. But get this, only 44 Republicans supported the $2,000 payments. Only 44. See, I would have guessed that with Trump leading the way on that it would have been more likely that you got like half or maybe just shy of half the Republicans. But no, you only got 44. So anyway, a little bit of breaking news, a little bit of good news. The $2,000 checks have passed the House. So now you have President Trump, who signed the original relief bill, but now you have him for the $2,000 checks, Pelosi passing the bill for the $2,000 checks. Now it goes to McConnell's desk. Bernie's going to force a vote on it. And guys, probably the most important fact is we still have that election coming up in Georgia. So if McConnell very clearly is responsible for killing the $2,000 payments, you bet your ass cheeks that hurts Loeffler and Perdue. It absolutely hurts Loeffler and Perdue. No doubt about it. Because then it's the Republicans. The blame is squarely on the Republican senators for not getting the $2,000 checks passed. And the Democrats get the credit for fighting for the $2,000 checks. So this is actually some brilliant. This is the first time in a long time I've seen the Republicans sort of checkmated in a way where because of the Democrats passing something good and having a backbone and now fighting for it, that could pay dividends. That could be very positive. Now, will it actually get through? I don't know. We need to see. Hopefully, every Democrat is for the $2,000 checks. Maybe you get 1 or 2 who aren't. We need to hold Manchin, for example. That's super important. But you'll probably get Hawley to vote with the Democrats. That's 1 Republican. Then I guess you need a few more to chip away to get it. But maybe you will get it because, again, Trump came out for the $2,000 check. So if you're against them as Republicans, you are sort of defying him a little bit. So Senate Republicans, the spotlight is a little bit on them, more so than usual. So can you chip away and maybe pass the $2,000 checks? Yes, but it'll be close. I don't know. I don't know how it will unfold, but it'll be close. But as of right now, the political maneuvering that got us to this place is definitely positive. It's definitely something to celebrate. And we just have to hold our breath and wait and see if we can get the $2,000 checks passed. I don't know, man. Flip a coin. Flip a coin as to what's going to happen. Your guess is as good as mine.
All right, now you heard that? You heard that from Kyle Kalinske? I believe Kyle Kalinske is correct 100%. You know? So, Senator McConnell, you deserve to be backed in the corner by Senator Sanders and everybody else who plan to vote for it. You know what I mean? Because we've been robbed by this administration, and it's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse in the next administration, which is the Biden administration. Okay, now, Biden supporters, I need you to listen loud and clear. Okay? I need you to listen loud and clear of this clip I'm going to play, that why Biden wants to keep Republicans in power. I'm talking about Senate Republicans. So here we go.
This past week, Joe Biden proved that he didn't learn anything from the 2020 presidential election. He also apparently didn't learn anything from the last 4 years. And he also, based on his own statements, we can conclude that he didn't learn a single thing during the 8 years he was vice president of the United States. Joe Biden is walking into a landmine, and he's not walking lightly. He's stomping around, intentionally trying to step on these landmines because he thinks that's what he should do. Because he thinks the landmines aren't going to blow up when he steps on them, you know, as landmines are wont to do. During an interview with the New York Times this week, last Wednesday actually it was, Joe Biden said, when asked about his leverage with negotiating with Republicans, this is what he said. My leverage is every senior Republican knows I've never once ever missed. I'll never publicly embarrass them. So that's how you're going to get things done. That's how you're going to get Republicans to work with you, because you've never lied to them. So I'm assuming you're implying that Obama just lied to him all the time, and that's why they never worked with him. Is that? Obama didn't also publicly embarrass them. He could have, he should have, but he didn't. So he must have just been lying to him all the time. Based on your logic here, that if you don't lie to them and you don't publicly embarrass them, they'll work with you. Dude, you were part of an administration that was subjected to what is statistically the most obstructionist U.S. Senate in history, controlled by the Republicans, and you were sitting here like an idiot, acting like they're not even worse than they were back then. Wow. I'm not kidding when I say I am shocked that this man is that stupid. I knew it was going to be a rough 4 years, but he is about to make it an awful 4 years. Wow. Here's the thing. There's a reason the bully pulpit exists. There's a reason that's a thing. There's a reason Donald Trump ever saw any kind of success whatsoever. And it's because he tapped into that. He used it and he publicly shamed individuals who didn't want to go along with his plan. And you know what? He got his way every time. Every time. Funding for his border wall. Hell, he used so much public pressure, he even got the Democrats to do that. Made fun of them, mocked them, insulted them, and they eventually came around. And here's Joe Biden saying, folks, I'm never going to do that. We just saw how successful it was, and I promise you, I'm never going to do it. And if you think I'm being a little irrational about Joe Biden being horrible and no, you got to go a little deeper in the interview, right? As The Hill reported. Asked this week if he is up to the fight with Republicans.
Oh, come on.
Biden told the columnist, quote, I respectfully suggest that I beat the hell out of everyone else.
Let me call you back. I'm busy.
Noted he topped Trump with more than 7 million votes and won the Democratic presidential nomination, beating several prominent progressives. Quote, I think I know what I'm doing, and I've been pretty damn good at being able to deal with the punchers. I know how to block a straight left and do a right hook. I understand it, he said. This idiot doesn't understand why he won that election. It's not about you, dude. You didn't win the primary because people liked you. You won the primary because the media and the DNC helped sell us on the idea that you were the most electable and that you were the only one that could beat Trump. The polls didn't suggest that. The public didn't suggest that. But the people smarter than us, they all suggested it. And that's why you won the primary. You won the presidential race because you're not Donald Trump. Not because people were clamoring for 30% of Democrats were excited to vote for you. 30%, that's it. That's all you got. 70% said, See, not even 70% saying, There's a good percentage who said, dude, I'm pissed off I have to do this. And here you are, acting like you just somehow did the best thing in the world, that you're somehow the greatest there's ever been, admitting you're not going to fight back against Republican obstruction. This is going to be 4 years of torture with a senile old man who has no idea what the hell is going on or why the hell he's in that White House to begin with, folks. This isn't going to be pretty. And he is in absolute denial about why he won that election, to the same level of Trump and the denial we have seen coming out of him. Joe Biden suffers from it as well. Buckle up. This isn't going to get better. If anything, it's going to get worse because Joe Biden is clueless about how to lead and why he's in that position to begin with.
Now, you see what I'm saying about Joe Biden? Y'all think Joe Biden's going to make things normal? No, he's not. I kept telling y'all, he's not going to make things normal. Oh, man. So, therefore, for what he's saying, he's the reason, along with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and Dick Durbin, Steny Hoyer, and Jim Clyburn and Tom Perez, all the reason why Mitch McConnell is reelected. They're the reason why Mitch McConnell is in office for the next 6 freaking years from today until 2027. So you think Joe Biden is going to make things normal? You are wrong! I'm sorry for yelling, and I'm sorry for yelling, and plus, I'm not against y'all, okay? I'm just saying this to let y'all know it's not going to be let y'all know it's going to be worse under Biden. He's the reason, and plus, him, the Clintons, the Obamas, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Steny Hoyer, Jim Clyburn, are the reason why Trump is in the fucking White House in the motherfucking first place. I mean, if 81 million of us can vote Trump's ass out, we sure can hold Biden accountable. But if y'all don't want to hold Biden accountable, that's on y'all. Because I keep telling y'all, I keep saying this, after 100 days, I will hold that man accountable. If I can vote the orange man out, I'm damn sure gonna hold Biden accountable, whether he likes it or not. I mean, I did not vote to praise for the man. I voted to save democracy. And not only that, that man Biden was not my first choice. Was definitely not my first choice. Bernie Sanders was. No matter how much I get mad at Bernie Sanders sometimes, I still praise him. But Joe Biden, I don't fucking praise him. Because Joe Biden put people in his cabinet. It's going to take away Social Security. He got people in his cabinet will turn their fucking backs on working people. I'm talking about working class people. I love y'all working class people. I don't hate y'all. I got love for y'all. I miss being a working class person. I know how it felt when I was a working class people. When I was a working class worker, I know how it felt. Probably gonna play one or two more clips. And that's it. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna play a clip from High Impact Flicks and give you an example why our politicians from the 70s didn't read the Constitution before they got sworn in. I mean, not really from the 70s. I meant from the 40s. All right? I'll play a clip and I need you to look deep. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, I need you to look deep. And Instagram, please listen, all right? Please listen clearly. Here we go.
All right, I felt compelled to do this video. I'm going to try to keep this short, but there's a lot of things people do not understand about the founding of our country, specifically for how our country is supposed to be run. The people who control the levers of power in this country are supposed to be following this script. As a matter of fact, they swear to this script by putting their hand on a Bible and leaning their right hand toward heaven and saying, I will faithfully execute the duties of my office. I will protect and defend the Constitution, that's the script, of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. It's supposed to mean I will protect the freedoms of the American people against all enemies, whether they're at home or abroad. But they don't do this. Everything that they do, every law that they write, and the more laws that we have, it just erodes and diminishes and evaporates and takes away more and more of your rights. The more are, the less freedoms we have. And the whole point of show you this from the Declaration of Independence, the springboard from which the Constitution comes into being, the Declaration of Independence tells you that governments were set up to do just one thing, to protect your life, liberty, and your pursuit of happiness, nothing else. Let's just take a look at it before we take a look at the statement from Trump. Because Trump issued a statement yesterday. This is the statement from the President of the United States talking about bug and talking about that stimulus and talking about caring for Americans and open up the businesses and getting the economy going again. Check this out. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands, wonder why you would do that. I wonder why you would dissolve political bands. What is politics? It's the clever and deceptive art of using euphemisms, lies, emotionalism, and fear-mongering in order to dupe average people into accepting and even demanding the chains of their own enslavement. So why would you throw off political bands? Makes perfect sense, which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. Now let me just read 2 or 3 more sentences, and that's it. We hold these truths to be self-evident. You don't need anybody to explain this to you. You don't need a holy book. You don't need somebody to write it down. These are self-evident truths, that all men were created equal, that they were endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, how do you secure these rights? Governments are instituted among men. Governments are instituted among men to preserve, protect, and defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, period. That's it. Not to create stimulus bills, not to put money into your pockets, not to keep your businesses open, not to shut them down, not to protect you from a bug. They're there to just protect and defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In other words, government is there to stay out of your way and to make sure other people who want to harm you stay out of your way. But for some reason, people think statism is a good idea. They think government is a good idea. Statism is the idea that says, hey, I think it's a great idea to give just a few people the power to harass, kidnap, cage, and steal from us and even kill us so that they can protect us from those who harass, kidnap, cage, steal from, and kill us. It absolutely makes no sense. And if government is being used by any agent of the state to take away one of your rights or to take away any of your economic freedom, they are your enemy. They've become the very enemy that they swore to protect you from when they put their hand on the Bible and raised their right hand toward heaven. So based on that, let's just take a look at a couple statements from Trump's. This is very short. I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna read all of it, but I do want to read some of it. Look at this. As President of the United States, it is my responsibility to protect the people of our country from the economic devastation and hardship that was caused by the China, you know what. Really, is that your responsibility, Trump? Was that your responsibility, Lincoln? Was that your responsibility, Clinton or Reagan? Is it your responsibility to protect the people of this country from economic devastation and hardship? Well, if that's the case, then why don't you take the IRS off our back? Do you want to protect the country and the people of this country from economic devastation and hardship? Eliminate the IRS, but they won't do it. Why? Because they don't want to protect you from economic devastation and hardship. Eliminate the IM, eliminate the UN out of lives. Get rid of Agenda 2030 and Agenda 21. Get rid of the Zionist international banking cartel. Dissolve the Federal Reserve. Let us go back to a sound money system. Just leave us alone. Stop all the corporatism and corporations, period. The only way you can have a corporation is by government help. It's the government colluding with corporate oligarchs to create a corporation, to create a legal fiction against the people. That's what a corporation is. As President of the United States, it's my responsibility to protect the people from the country against economic devastation and hardship that was caused by devastation and hardship was not caused by cerveza bug. Devastation and hardship, economic ruin came because President Donald J. Trump and the Republicans and the Democrats colluded against us and sold us a bill of goods and lied to us to lay cover for the Great Reset, to lay cover for the fact that they're trying to bring in a one world digital currency to replace all currencies, not just the American currency. This first paragraph right here is a freaking lie. It's not even consistent with what he swore to uphold, protect, and defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic, according to the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. I understand that many small businesses have been forced to close as a result of harsh actions by Democrat-run states. That is a freaking smokescreen that propagates the left versus right paradigm, and it should piss you off. Democrats and Republicans are two wings of the same bird of prey, and I do mean bird of prey because that thing's constantly circling around and looking for an opportunity to pick more flesh off your bones. Many people are back to work, but my job is not done until everyone is back to work. It's not your job to put people back to work. By the way, governments can't create anything, and they can't give you anything that they haven't first stolen from somebody else. Governments only exist through taxation, which is theft. If you or I did what government did, that is, steal from people, so that we could provide for ourselves and provide for others, we would be rightly thrown into jail. We would be justly incarcerated. Fortunately, as a result of my work with Congress in passing the CARES Act, it was supposed to be 2.2 trillion. It was $6.2 trillion. $4 trillion evaporated right off the top. Nobody ever asked any questions about it. No, you never saw anything in mainstream media when Trump said, well, I'm signing $6.2 trillion. Never signed anything with a T by it before. Steve Mnuchin, Zionist International Banking Cartel, back there, remember, lying to you, Goldman Sachs representative lying. It's all against you. It's all against the American people. It's all for the bankers. It's all for the corporate oligarchs. It's for the IRS. It's for increasing the coffers of the state and the military industrial complex and the biotechs and the big pharma. Under my leadership, Project Warp Speed, speaking of big pharma, Project Final Solution, let's call it, has been a tremendous success. For who? Not for you, not for me, not for America, not for the world, but for the biotechs, yes. For Moderna, yeah. Pfizer, yep. Johnson & Johnson, you betcha. For big pharma and the biotechs, it has been a tremendous success. Make sure you obey your local, state, and federal authorities. They will never steer you wrong, right? My administration and I developed you know what, many years ahead of the wildest expectations, and we are distributing these VAXXs and others soon coming to millions of people. What a comfort. What a comfort. What a friend we have in government. All our hopes and dreams disappear. As president, I've told Congress that I want far less wasteful spending and more money going to the American people in the form of $2,000. Guys, $10,000 wouldn't be enough. $10,000 for the last 253 days since the last stimulus, not enough. Not enough. And even if it's a catch-22, guys. If they release this, they're not even giving you money. They're giving you notes of debt. And there's always strings attached to notes of debt. You think that $2,000 or that $600 or that $1,200 is going to be given to you for free, for nothing, no strings attached, no questions asked? You're going to pay for that and then some. When all your prices start going up, you want to buy a vehicle, prices are going to go up. Want to buy a home, want to buy food, just the basic supplies in life are going to go up. You cannot increase the M2 money supply without diminishing the value of each and every note in that supply. This is as they give you money, they're stealing money from you because it's not money they're giving you notes of debt that you got to spend. And then they want to replace that cash with a digital currency so they can more easily track and trace you 100%. Anything you buy, anything you sell will be tracked, it'll be traced, it'll be cataloged, you'll be data mined. It's all going in the hopper. It's all about control. It's not because they care about you, it's they want to control you. See, here's the deal. Government is the cancer masquerading as its own cure. And as soon as you take that cancer into yourself, it metastasizes. They want you to keep buying into the lie, into the left versus right paradigm lie, into the fact that you can vote to change your own destiny as you continue to be slaves on the patient. You know, back to this right here. Governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers. Governments don't have just powers. They don't have powers because a synonym for the word government is slavery or enslavement. So we need to read this document right. Look at this. Instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the enslaved. The consent of the enslaved? You mean slaves actually can give their consent? If you can give your consent, then you're not a slave. If you can give your consent to your master and your master cares about what you said, you're not a slave and that's not your master. Consent to be enslaved? Slaves don't give their consent or they wouldn't be slaves. It's all doublespeak. Even in the document that they claim to uphold, protect, and defend is filled with hypocrisy, but they don't even follow the document. If they just followed, I've said this time and time again, if they just followed the first 10 amendments in the Bill of Rights, if they just followed that, we would be way better off as a country and way better off as a people. And you wouldn't have a 5,593-page stimulus bill filled with a whole bunch of crappy pork barrel spending that had nothing to do with lifting you out of economic wreck and ruin. Nothing. So all these statements by any political, they are banker bought. Trump is banker bought. Biden is banker bought. They're all banker bought. And for you to wait for 1 second for them to do you any good when they constantly craft laws to do you harm and take away your freedom and take away your rights and diminish the value of your dollar. When they diminish the value of their dollar, when they give this $2,000 stimulus check or this $1,200, and I'm not saying don't take it. I'm saying we're stuck between a rock and the hard place. If you don't take it, then you can't pay your bills. If you do take it, hyperinflation ensues. Whether you don't take it, hyperinflation ensues because they're going to increase the M2 money supply, and it's all by design, guys. So back to what I originally said. They don't follow their original script. If they did, we'd probably be a little bit better off. But they are following a script, And that script is to destroy the economy, to destroy the currencies of the world, to bring in the Great Reset, economic digital currency, so that you can be tracked and traced in everything you do. You won't be able to buy, you won't be able to sell without them knowing exactly what you're doing. At least with the fiat currency note, which is completely unsound, dishonest money, at least with the fiat currency note, you have some semblance of anonymity. You can buy a personal protection device, or freedom seeds, or stock up on that other stuff that you need that you don't want the government to know about. They'll know about everything once they bring in the digital currency. And I'll tell you what, if we don't get the chips off our shoulders and our heads out of our asses and get together and unite against at least the digital currency, we are sunk. We're sunk. So I'll leave you guys to read the rest of this statement from the president. Very short. Reread the Declaration of Independence. Completely inconsistent with what these people are doing. Let me touch on one more thing that they've included in this second round of stimulus, and that's this penalties for illegal streaming, which even Forbes says is sworn into the COVID relief bill, which basically criminalizes people who stream on Twitch, YouTube. If you stream any kind of content that they don't like, it could result in a $30,000, not $3,000, $30,000 fine and up to 10 years in prison.
Now you hear that? Y'all see that? He's not lying. He's really not lying. I mean, I'm not taking his word for it, but at least he did his research to see what our government is really doing to us. Oh, did I say government? I meant to say corporatists. They all corporatists. They all, like he said, they all bought by the bankers. They all bought by Rothschild. It's my way of saying to me, I don't know about y'all, but to me, there is no leaders in our country's government. None. And if they don't like the truth, they should not be there. Period. I mean, if we had the power to vote the orange man out, we need to have power to hold Biden accountable. Okay? Because I don't hate Biden, but I don't like the people he hired who wants to take away, who wants to violate that Constitution. He just violate that original Constitution from 1776 and take away all our freedom. You know what I mean? $81 million of us who elect Biden, put him in office. We have to hold him accountable. He started his bullshit since he got in as a senator since 1973. You know what I mean? I'm not saying this to make y'all mad. I'm not saying things to make y'all mad or scare y'all, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Believe it. All right? I got love for y'all. So anyway, if I don't hear from y'all have a good night, all right? I got to make this phone call. I promise this person I'll call him back. But another thing, I mean, if you see another thing, whoever called me, if you see me streaming online, do not call me. Wait until I get back to you. All right? If you want me to call y'all, I'll call y'all. So I'm just letting y'all know. Please do not call me while I'm streaming. All right? I don't like to be disturbed. But if I see any of you streaming, I wouldn't call y'all. I would wait. I'm just saying in general, okay? So for those who listening, please don't take it as offense, okay? I didn't come online. I didn't stream to offend y'all. No. That's not me. I don't like to offend. So please don't take it personally. All right? I'm just saying in general. Excuse my frustration, but the system is broken, period. And there is no way for us any of us to fix it after we put these people in office. When we put these people in office, they're not going to fix it. No, it's not going to be fixed. We're going to have to fix it ourselves. But I tell you one thing, though, to all my people who has a disability along as myself, here's the person you need to praise for in case Biden does the right thing. In case Biden does something right to hire Judy Heumann like Obama did in his days, in his administration, I wouldn't mind praising her, but I'm not praising Biden. I'm not praising Harris. Biden, Harris, and all the corporate people they hire can kiss my ass. You know what I mean? That message is not for y'all. It's for the people at the top. If they don't like to hear the truth come out of my mouth. You know what I mean? So, if I don't hear from y'all have a good night, okay? Remember what I said. I didn't come here to offend y'all. It's the people at the top who keep separating us, all right? Have a blessed night. One love.